Okay, guys, let me ask you a few questions. Are you tired of the dating scene? Are you lonely? And maybe you're not lonely, but you desire companionship. Do you want to experience love? Experience love again? Hello, and welcome back to the G5 Family channel. Thanks for clicking into this video. I hope you find it helpful, informative, maybe even a little bit entertaining. Now, in this one, I'm going to be talking to you about online dating, and more specifically, I'm going to be telling you how I, myself, met my Filipino wife online in the Philippines. I was in the US, she was in the Philippines, we met online. And by the way, within just a few days of signing up on a Philippines dating site, and I'm going to walk you through how you can find the Filipino woman of your dreams. Now, I'm sure you've heard the guy going to the Philippines, finding the Filipina girl of his dreams. Well, that can be a realistic thing, but it can also get really expensive, really quick, and it's highly unlikely that you're just going to randomly walk up to and find the perfect girl you're looking for, especially over a 1 or 2 week vacation. So a real quick background on me. I was in my mid-40s. I had been busy with my 9 to 5, as well as being a musician in Nashville. I was always on the go with rehearsals and gigs, which left little time for dating. But even when I did date, I was most often disappointed by the lack of connection or, whatever. There was some good experiences, but I had a specific vision for how I wanted my life to play out. I yearned to have a family, I was lonely for companionship, and I was reluctant to compromise on my vision for how I wanted my life to go. Now, I wasn't wealthy necessarily, but I had a great life. I had the big house, the cars, great friends and family and all that, but those things didn't satisfy my need for a wife and eventual family. So maybe you're in a similar situation. Maybe this sounds familiar. I actually get a lot of questions about how to go about meeting Filipinas, like, should I take a trip there? See if I even like it there? Which locations are best to meet a woman to raise a family? Should I look for a woman online that lives in one city rather than another? Is it easy to find a Filipino wife? Now, I realize you weren't born yesterday and you're already familiar with the concept of online dating. So let's just fast forward past all of that and get right to the point. So as I said earlier, to take some vacation time, or even if you're already retired, the cost of traveling to the Philippines, your lodging, your food, all of your expenses is going to easily be in the thousands of dollars. And the realistic chances of just walking into the perfect woman are really very slim. Now, I've known some guys, as well as guys on YouTube, who have literally moved to the Philippines, and even then it still took years to find their mate. So the advantages to going online should be obvious, but then you have the concerns of scammers, and if you're like me, you might prefer the dynamics, I'm kind of old-fashioned, of seeing her across the room and getting the butterflies in the tummy and, shyly walking over to say hi. Yeah, I get that. But for me, that wasn't working out as well as I would have liked. So I went online. Now, I'm one to research things out before I jump into anything. So while I was researching the concept of marrying a lady from the Philippines and the Philippines culture, I also began researching different online dating sites that specialized in Filipino women. I found a handful, and after researching the different sites, reading reviews, testimonials, I landed on a site called Christian Filipina. Now, I didn't choose Christian Filipina because of the name Christian Filipina, but one of the things I noticed in the testimonials especially was that the women on Christian Filipina seemed to be interested in lifelong marriage and family, which was exactly what I was looking for. I was at a point in my life where I just wanted to find the one, get married, and start my family. So that was the primary reason that I chose Christian Filipina. And as it is often said, the rest is history. We just celebrated our 10th anniversary. All right, so I've shared my background as well as how I met my wife online and the site that I chose. So I thought I would take a minute, walk you through the site, show you how to navigate, show you the price plans, and show you how easy it is to select, a handful, begin the process of communicating, begin the process of establishing friendships, relationships, and, see where it goes from there. Now for me, and I'll share my process, I had a real specific methodology to this. I didn't want to go through all of this for it to fail. So I was very careful. I had, sort of laid out plan. When I signed up on the site and I began, chatting with ladies, I decided that I wanted to take about 3 months. It ended up that within about, I want to say about 4 or 5, 6 weeks, I already knew the one that I wanted to meet in person. But we continued to chat over the several months. Now, there's a whole backstory to all of this that me and my wife will sit down and share, maybe even the next few days. Okay, so, but I had a plan. As I said, she and we began to cultivate a friendship very quickly, and I began, sort of setting my sights on going to the Philippines to meet her, meet her family, see where she lived, and sort of answer all of the questions, fill in all of the blanks. And eventually I did do that. And again, I'll share that story some other time. And as I said a minute ago, the rest is history. I went through all of that process, and this was long before I moved to the Philippines. This was I actually brought her to the US. So anyway, so I'm going to step into the site. Let's just do that. I will switch my screen over. So here I have gone ahead and set up a demo account, and you can see that it's very generic. I've not put a profile picture, 80-year-old male from the United States. So, very, very blank. And I did that on purpose because guess what? I'm married and I don't want to be attracting any, visits. Okay. So this is what your profile page would look like. You would add your profile picture, or, several pictures would be good, showing you your lifestyle, if you've got a boat, if you like to, whatever, just, let kind of, I would say a smattering of 5 to 10 pictures, showing you, living your life, right? And then of course you would fill in the other information, all of this stuff. Put your details out there. Okay. Now I'm gonna jump over to dashboard. So this is where you would see, your profile picture, and then of course you can start seeing, my list, my favorites, profiles I've used, my block list, who's viewed my profile. It's actually pretty cool, and this is all under the free account. So you can kind of get an idea of who's checking you out and who you've been talking to and stuff like that. Okay. Then we can go to the search, and there's a basic search, which is just that. It's very basic. Woman, and you can put in your specified age range. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to the advanced search, and this is where you can get more specific. Put in your age range. Now, you don't have to enter all of these, marital status. Just as a point of advice, I would leave this optional because, remember that on online dating, we have a natural instinct and tendency to present the better version of ourselves, the version of ourselves that we want to be seen. Okay. Well, that happens on both sides. So in the Philippines, divorce is actually considered illegal. It is illegal. Now there are some legislations being, discussed and stuff like that. But as it stands right now, divorce is not legal. So, the lady may be married, but, separated from her husband, or, apart from her husband for 10 years. You know what I mean? It can be that kind of a situation. I would leave this open, and as you get to know the person, you'll find these things out. Okay. Religion, if they have children or not, I would just leave it blank. You'll find out soon enough. Now this one is important. Either you want to have kids or you do not want to have kids, or you're open. If you're open, just leave it blank. But for me, I absolutely wanted to have kids, so I clicked yes. Okay. And then you can even get more granular in your specifications in terms of weights, weight ranges, height ranges. Verified only, what that means is they've run through the full process and been fully verified by Christian Filipina, which again, I think Christian Filipina is the only site that does that. Only show people who specifically are looking for someone my age. So In other words, you can click for someone that's looking for your specific age. Again, I wouldn't. I'd leave it open. Country, any keywords, that are super specific. Now, photo only, yeah, I would click with photo only. I mean, it's difficult to, know a person without being able to see what they look like. I mean, let's be honest. Who's logged in when, anytime, who joined as a member, anytime, educational level. Some guys, they want to, at least a high school grad. Some guys want a college grad, so, feel free to put that in however you want to. Okay. And then any about me more than this length, so optional. All right, so let's just hit search. And basically this is going to pull up now 52,885 responses. Now, we didn't narrow down the age groups or anything like that. So, this is basically showing us everybody. And one thing I like about is they show if they're online or not. And if they're online, it makes it easy because you can almost have instant, communication. So now probably the most important part is, what are the plans? Now, I've shown you what the free plan is, and the main thing, and if you read testimonials and reviews and information on Christian Filipina, it's much like the other dating sites in that with the free account, there's limited communication. I don't want to say there's no communication, because you can message, but they're pre-typed messages. So you select a message and you send it. So it's very limited. Where you get into the paid plans is where it opens up. You can see more detail on the profiles. The profiles are somewhat limited. On the free side, the profiles open up and you can see all of the details that the person has listed, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to show you these two plans. They've got the gold package and the platinum package, and basically there's very little difference between the two. I'll click on the gold package here, and on the right it says live video chat with our members, send 50 custom messages per day, exchange. That would be hard to send 50 custom messages per day. Well, maybe not. Exchange contact details, so you can hook up on Facebook. 60-minute consultation with your romance consultant. That's optional, but it's available. Unlimited winks per day. That's just kind of like a nudge. Membership discounts with partners. And what's not included is a second opinion consultant about a specific member. Okay, let's jump over to the platinum. The platinum live video, send 100 custom messages per day. Contact details, 60-minute consultation, second opinion consultation about a particular member discounts with our partners, and send unlimited winks per day. So you can see very little difference between the two. Maybe the only one is the second opinion. Oh, and additional custom messages. Now, the way what they offer with the two plans, and for me, I would probably just go with the gold package. You can do it two different ways. It's a 3-month minimum for the subscription. So you can either pay 3 payments of $97 and pay $291, or you can save $44 and do a one-time payment of $247. Now, when you think about it, $250. As I said earlier, if you buy an airplane ticket, you fly into Manila, you fly into Cebu, you're going to be with unless you plan on traveling the entire country, you're only going to have access to the people in the area where you land, whether it's a hotel or a resort or whatever. You're going to have such a limited scope. Even though you're there, you're only going to see a certain number of people within the circle, of travel during the time that you're there. And you'll have spent thousands. You'll have spent money for your flights, food, lodging, and everything that's involved, right? So all of a sudden, $247 is a drop in the bucket when now you have access to 55,000 ladies, and you can begin to chat, you can form relationships, And so going back to something that I said earlier, the way I did it, I feel like is the best way to do it. When I arrived in the Philippines to meet who is now my wife, it was one and done because I had done my diligence on the front end. As impatient and as excited as I was to get over here, I just really stayed with my plan. And I spoke to several ladies. I narrowed it down to fewer, and then eventually down to my wife. And when I came to the Philippines, she met me at the airport, her and a couple of her family, and we immediately began to get to know each other. And over the course of 2 weeks, I spent time with her, I spent time with her family, and I mean, really within the first hour, but for certain within those 2 weeks, I knew for a fact that this is the woman I wanted to marry. I'm just going to say it. So I flew back to the U.S. I began processing the paperwork for her fiance visa. She came to the U.S. We got married, and 10 years later, we just had our 10th wedding anniversary. So, I really feel like this is the best way. I mean, sure, if you're young and you're loose and you're free and you just want to, it's fine. Come on over to the Philippines and have a great time. But if you're older like me and you want to streamline the process, cut right to the chase, this is the way to go. And based on all of my research, Christian Filipina is the best dating site for Filipinas. I mean, hands down. Now, I am a Christian Filipina affiliate, but it's because I believe in what they're doing. And in 11 years since I first joined the site, they have only improved, their services, the platform itself, and the support. I mean, even when I set up this generic demo account yesterday, I got a call from Christian Filipina asking me if I needed help setting up my profile. And I explained that, no, I'm actually an affiliate, and I'm just setting up a demo account. So all that being said, I have a unique link. If you appreciate what I've shared with you, at least click on the link, go sign up on the free, surf around for a little bit and see if you like it. And then if you don't have to pay anything. So it's easy. Click my link, sign up for free, check it out. If you like it, go ahead and do the 3-month deal. And I promise you, I know for me, I have not regretted it one single time ever. And I'm not just saying that. If you watch our videos, if you watch our content on our channel, I'm telling you the truth. I love my life. So there's 55,000 Filipinas on Christian Filipina waiting to hear from you. Like I said, I have a generic blank account and I'm still getting winks and, clicks, views. So I'm just telling you, the ball is in your hands. So do yourself a favor, click the link below, sign up for free, and start your Filipina journey today. Okay? All right. I hope this is helpful. Please click the like button. Please click my link. If you haven't already subscribed to the G5 Family channel, do that. And we'll see you in the next video. All right? Thanks. Bye-bye.